My name is Jimmy Williams, and I've been assigned 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 1 through 5. This will be my closing illustration to wrap up the sermon. So just as we've been talking about how God is the only one that can judge the heart, I got a question to ask. Has anybody here ever had that feeling like you just need to go talk to somebody? I'm sure everybody here has at least some point. Now the bigger question is, did you actually do it? I know there's a lot of times where I feel like I should go speak to this person, or I feel like God's telling me I should just ask this person how they're doing, and more often than not, no. Either I let my own judgment get in the way, or I wonder how they'll think of me for going up there and asking a stranger sometimes how they're doing. I let judgment get in the way of my heart's motivation. But just this past Wednesday, I was walking with a group of people here at the church, and we were praying for the city. We did a little prayer walking. We went to the river, prayed for the river, went to the local park, prayed that there could be more church events there, that some of the bad things that are going on there at night would stop. We just went and prayed, had a great time walking around. But then I saw this gentleman on the way to the park, and God did that to me. You need to go talk to him. And I did my whole, I'm not so sure. If he's there on the way back, maybe I'll talk to him. Well, lo and behold, we head back, and there he still is. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go talk to this guy. The rest of the group continues on as I branch off, and I talk to this homeless gentleman under a gazebo. I sit down, and I introduce myself and ask him if there's anything I could pray for him. And he said, absolutely. He said, can I pray for you as well? And we had this amazing conversation. Mind you, the rest of the group continued on. Nobody had stopped. I didn't tell them what I was going to do, but they saw me. They just continued on their way. I noticed that, and he noticed that. And that started a conversation that was really important to what we just talked about. He said, that happens to me all the time. I'll wave at people, or I'll see people walk by, and they see me, and they keep walking. He says, you know why they do that? I was like, no, Simon, tell me. He says, because they see a creature, but they don't see a heart. He said they see somebody who looks different than them. They see somebody who doesn't have a home. They see somebody who might look a little dirty, might smell a little different. And they see somebody who might have some scars on his forearms. And they judge me based on my appearance and not on my heart. And he said that, and it was so wise of him to say that, so profound, because he's absolutely right. You know, he offered to pray, and we talked a little bit, and I got the feeling that he wasn't really a Christian, that he had been familiar with some things and some terms, so we talked a little bit more. But that one moment that he talked to me about judging by the heart really stood out. Because we do that, don't we? We do judge by what we see. We still do that, just like the church in Corinth. Some of us want to be seen by others. Some of us want that judgment, whether good or bad. Sometimes we make ourselves feel better by judging others negatively. And a lot of times we lift ourselves up when other people give us those accolades. But that's not what we're working for as Christians. We like Simon out. We leave him on the wayside because he's not in church. We judge his worth before we even talk to him and know his heart. And that's the big issue. Are we judging people not just superficially, but their spiritual value? Are we judging them before even giving them the chance to share with us who they actually are and what they actually need? Simon says he's going to stay at the gazebo. He's got nowhere else to go. So my goal is to go by and continue to talk to him and maybe develop this relationship. But I ask you, for all those times that I didn't go and talk to somebody, but the one time that I did recently, I've had this amazing conversation. I ask for you that if you have that call, that feeling, if there's somebody in your heart that you know that you need to go talk to, I ask that you do it so that not only you can see their heart's desire, but make no mistake about it, they're looking at your heart as well. And we need to be Christ-like examples to other people. we are being watched as Christians. And that doesn't mean that we do things just to appease our fellow man, but it means that we do have a responsibility and a privilege to serve Christ-like behavior in a Christ-like manner. So I'll leave you with that challenge. Even though it may seem scary and it may take some boldness, and sometimes it may seem a little unsafe to step out of our comfort zone, let the senses be secondary to what God's placed in your heart. Follow his leading first, because he will judge us based on that, not on this. Thank you.